In this video, we'll learn about morphemes. A morpheme is the smallest unit of meaning we have. That is, the smallest piece of a word that contributes meaning to a word. Let's take one example of the word trainings. It can have three morphemes. Morpheme number one is train. The other morpheme is ing, and the last one is s or letter S. So we can reiterate that a morpheme is the smallest unit, like train, ing, and s, the smallest unit of meaning we have, and that smallest piece of a word that contributes meaning to a word. So this word is being contributed by three morphemes: train, ing, and s. So these three morphemes, they together make the word trainings. To break a word into morphemes, try starting at the beginning of the word and seeing how far into the word you need to go to find a subpart of the word that has some meaning. For example, in the word unbreakable, the first two letters U and N, these two letters un, are independently meaningful in a way that just the first letter U is not. Un means something like not. It means something like not, and hence changes the meanings of the word it attaches to in a predictable way. For example, the word is breakable, and once we add un in the beginning, it will change the meaning of this word breakable to unbreakable, means not breakable. Subparts of un, like u and or n, don't have this property. What property? Which property? Of having independent meanings. This means that un is a morpheme. So we can see that this un, that is having the capacity, or that has the independent meaning, and hence it can change the meaning of the word it attaches to, like unbreakable. From breakable to unbreakable means initially it was breakable. Once we add un, so it changes the meaning of that word into not breakable. Once you have found the first morpheme, un, ask yourself whether there is another meaningful subpart of the word after that first morpheme. Again, we can see that break, over here, break, is independently meaningful. So in the last part of the word, so is the able over here. So unbreakable has three morphemes: un, number one; break, number two; and able, number three. Some words just have one morpheme. Of course, you can't break down the word love. You can't break this word love into any meaningful subparts. For example, this is one example, and so can we have more than that. For example, the word is ball, the word is cat. We are unable to further distribute these words into some parts having some meanings. Now, we define different kinds of morphemes based on various properties, like where they show up in words. All morphemes are either free or bound. So a free morpheme is this one. A free morpheme is one that can stand on its own. That is, it's an entire word. You can see the examples. Have a look at those examples. The, cat, run, pretty, ball. So these words are actually free morphemes. As I mentioned earlier, a free morpheme is one that can stand on its own. That is, it's an entire word. It can stand freely without any dependence. Free morphemes may appear with other bound morphemes attached to them. Crucially, though, they don't need to have other morphemes on them. Likewise, a bound morpheme cannot stand on its own, but rather must be attached to a free morpheme whenever you say it, like re, un, est, for, etc. Some morphemes are roots, others are affixes. So what are the root? A root is the primary piece of meaning in a word to which affixes can be added. In English, a root is often a word itself. For example, cat, ball, dog, etc. So a root is the primary piece of meaning in a word. It can take some affixes in the shape of prefixes and suffixes added to the beginning or towards the end of the roots, but actually it is a primary piece of word. From the meaning, it is quite evident that root is something that is the base. Now, as I mentioned that some morphemes are roots, means the base words, or which can stand at their own. Others are affixes. So what is an affix? An affix is a morpheme which attaches to roots or stems, changing their meaning in regular ways. Examples are read. So this is an affix over here, re. This one is an affix over here, and unloved, un is an affix over here. So an affix is a morpheme which attaches to root or stem, changing the meanings of the root in a regular way. So affixes are generally either prefixes like this or suffixes. So affixes are either prefixes or suffixes. What is a prefix then? A prefix is an affix that goes before a root, like this one. Over here, read. What is read over here? Read is a root over here. It's a root, and this re is a prefix. How prefix? Because we know that a prefix comes before the root word, or in this case, un is a prefix and loved is a root over here. This one and this one, read and loved, these are roots or stems. Re and un, they are prefixes because they are attached to the root in the beginning. Whereas a suffix, what is a suffix then? A suffix, that is one of the affix that goes after a root. After examples are est, er, and s added to the end of a word. Over here, quickest reads s, books s, and quicker er. So these are actually being added to the root. Quick is a root, est is a suffix because it is added towards the end or at the end of the root. Read is a root end or stem, and s is being added at the end, so it is a suffix. So book is a root and s is being added in order to make a plural, so s is a suffix. Quick again is a root and er is being added at the end, so it is one example of suffix. Now, what are null morpheme? What is a null morpheme? In morpheme-based morphology, a null morpheme is a morpheme that is realized in a phonologically null affix. Mean it is something that is related to sound, and that is an empty string of phonological segments. In simpler terms, a null morpheme is an invisible affix. It is an affix that is there, but it is not visible. It is also called zero morpheme as well, and it is represented as either the figure 0 or the symbol of empty set. Example is, if we know that there is a cat, so cat plus null set or empty set, we know that cat is root and it is a singular. It is there, but we don't mention it. It's a singular form. So cat is actually a null morpheme. So over here, this singular is actually a null morpheme, singular. So cat plus an empty set or empty morpheme, or an empty, there is a morpheme that is not visible because this shows the singularity of the word cat. So this is there and it is normally invisible. So opposite to this is cats. So cat is there, this is root, plus there is an affix in form of a suffix s. So it becomes root plus plural. What is that plural? That is s. So this is there, this is present over there, but we don't pronounce it like that. So we pronounce it cats, which shows plurality. So non-morphemes are invisible, but they are there. Hope this will clear the concept of morphemes, very basic and key concept in English morphology. Thank you.